copy.
Good morning and welcome to the show. For those of you watching live, we must show you something magnificent.
Epic.
Other than King Boogie here, drunk on his new dolphin from Florida. Okay, so look out here at that. Wow. That would be the sunrise. That would be the sunrise. And a foggy window.
Yeah.
Wow.
Looks like there's a crazy desert storm.
It's very warm and windy.
I'm glad that we landed before
I
the
know.
wind started.
When your airplane feels like it's on a roller coaster.
When the airplane does this when you're landing, like have you guys ever... It's not a good feeling.
I just tell myself, if it's my time to go, it's my time to go.
Yeah.
At least I'm with Sarit. So, anyways, welcome to the show. Today is Tuesday. I feel like it's been a lifetime since we've chatted with you guys, and all we did was miss a Monday.
Yeah.
But that's what happens.
But that's because the
when you miss
interview
a
was
Monday.
in a different setting as well.
Mm-hmm. That's what happens when you miss a Monday.
Yeah.
Feels like forever. Okay, so today's Q&A day.
Mm-hmm. We missed you guys yesterday. We were in the air when the show was happening, so that's why it wasn't happening. But we are back today. You know what? Why don't we start with a few housekeeping things?
Let's keep the house.
Okay.
Tell me.
So a few housekeeping things. Just so you guys know, we are going to be dropping a bunch of really, really cool stuff on Saturday.
Merchandise
is dropping, and it is...
With the new... I'm going to give them a hint.
Okay.
With the new ENS logo. So you can have your Improve You stuff. And you can have the ENS stuff.
Yeah. But it is going to be like a very special holiday drop, and
we did our best to get it to you ASAP so
Yeah.
you can order and get it before Christmas.
yeah. So there is a couple of things that are literally like there's a limited amount of product available. We only ordered 100, so it's gonna run out quickly. So if you know that
Of the apparel items.
Yeah. If you know that you want to get something, and if you know that you've been loving what Erin's been designing on the apparel line, because let's be real, she's been, I'm like, yeah, just go for it. I support you. Then add a reminder in your calendar. Everything drops at 8 a.m. Pacific time on Saturday.
And if you don't like it, I don't want to hear about it.
And where do you go to get all the stuff? ErinandSarit.com. ErinandSarit.com. If somebody
Easy
from our
peasy.
team can do us a favor and just drop the link, just as a reminder.
We're also in the process of not redoing, but updating that website. So there might be another link that you need to click on that says shop or something like that. But if you go to ErinandSarit.com, you can find it all there.
We trust that if you know how to use the interwebs, you will be able to find it once you get to ErinandSarit.com.
Truth.
Okay, Q&A day. Shall
Q&A
we?
day. That's Sarit's not dominant hand. Did you see how awkward she was?
That was my dominant hand. No,
Oh, is it? Why were you awkward?
I was thinking about it too. It's like, you know, when you do something awkward and like halfway when you're doing it, you're like, this is really awkward, but I already started doing it. So
Well, you were going to do it with your non-dominant hand then originally, and you were like...
Well, I was going to do it with my non-dominant hand because my dominant hand was holding my mug.
Yeah,
but
you
then
don't
I'm like,
wanna let
that'll
go of
be
the
weird.
mug.
So then I was like, okay, let me get my hand out of the mug and... Anyway.
And there is your unnecessary analysis of what just happened for a simple high five. Thank you guys for dropping that link.
Yeah, thank you.
Mr. Jocelyn in the house. What's up, Brett?
Looking forward to seeing you this weekend. He's going to be speaking.
What are we doing this weekend? Oh.
He's going to be speaking too.
Yesterday, I legit thought it was Wednesday. Remember? I was like, we have the thing at 2 or whatever. And she's like, it's Monday. Okay, anyways. All right, I'm going to get it right. Question number 1, though, is from Debbie Fleming from Xena?
Xenia.
I want to call it Xena. Somebody's going to laugh at me, though, because it's probably not how it's pronounced. Ohio. But it should be Xena, because Xena is a really cool name. So, all nutrition and workout schedules I've ever tried to do are never schedule friendly for folks who work, such as myself. Snacking between meals, why are you laughing? Snacking between meals is rarely obtainable, and the workouts need to be done in the evening, along with the rest of the household chores and life. I find myself being frustrated with the schedule and quit. Any suggestions would be greatly appreciated. Thank you so much.
This is exactly why we do not do meal plans or any of this bullshit. You've answered it. Look, as a go-getter, you have a lot of shit going on, okay? And shit is always going to change, and shit is always going to be added up. This is exactly why, if you guys want to live a badass and relentless life, it is your duty and obligation to learn how to take care of yourself by building the habits, not by following a fucking plan. Following a plan will never allow you to build those habits, because I guarantee you that if you have such a thing called life, unless your life is a vacation and you can do whatever you want. I mean, we can all do whatever we want every single day at any given time. But, like if your schedule is open at any given point all the time, then yes, maybe you can follow that. It's something unrealistic. And chances are, that template or whatever schedule, literally somebody who probably just doesn't know much has just given you what works for them, and they're like, go do it. That's how most people in this fitness and weight loss industry operate. They don't teach you how to fish. They're just like, do what I did over the past 3 months that has worked for me. No, dude, life doesn't work like that. Life continuously keeps on evolving, and so do you. And that is why it's important to learn the habits that will allow you to take care of yourself at all times, so that you can pursue whatever it is that you want to pursue, regardless of what you have going on. Regardless.
So, I have my thoughts. I agree with everything that you said, as far as nutrition is concerned. As far as workout is concerned, what I'm hearing is you're taking a workout regimen and allowing somebody else to tell you what time you have to do things, what time you have to do your workout, or you're saying that because of your schedule, you need to do your workouts in the evening. So I'm a little bit confused with the workout portion, because if you're saying, workouts need to be done in the evening, but the workout schedules you've tried never are schedule friendly for people who work. The first thing that I think is, this is going to be a little bit challenging, but you need to own your time. Sounds like you're taking
sounds like that
programs. Hold on. Sounds like you're taking programs and letting people dictate when you need to do what you need to do when they don't know your schedule. So this is a matter of responsibility, in the sense that you need to figure out when you can do things and do them at that time. And guess what? There's a lot of folks that work who are in really great shape and find a way to get their workouts in. So I'm not sure if what I'm hearing is, hey, I need to do my workouts in the evening, or I've been told to do my workouts in the evening and I just can't. Because this all comes down to, how do things work for you with the time that you have in your life and the obligations that you have? What are your priorities? Because those that are at the top are always going to take up your time. So what you spend your time doing is what you prioritize, period, end of story. No discussion. That is not an opinion, that is a fact. What you spend your time doing is your priority. So, I know you've wanted to say a bunch of things, but this is for anybody. I'm not sure if I'm even reading this correctly, and I can completely off my rocker. However, this does apply to a lot of people. Own your time.
Let me tell you something.
I'm not done.
Okay.
Own your time. If you don't have time to work out, that's because it's not on the top of your priority list. If you don't have time to make food, that's because it's not on the top of your priorities. Oh, Erin, but I have to work and I have to take my kids to school and I have to do the laundry and you don't have to do the laundry. You can wear dirty clothes. Choices. Priorities are how you decide to make your choices and where you spend your time. And I don't know if that applies to you, my love, Debbie, but that was just kind of a side rant that I went off on. In case it does apply to you, that's it. Okay.
You know,
Pass the mic.
I'm just realizing, and it's really good that like there's two of us, because we look and we see things differently and we interpret it differently. And Debbie, I think that you're a lot like me in the sense that it sounds like you're very coachable. Like, to me, it sounds like you're actively seeking mentorship, which I love, because you've said that you've tried a few different things, which is great. And to me, it also sounds like you're very type A, like so type A to the sense that you're like, if I am trusting in you, I'm going to follow everything that you say to the point where I'm not even going to think for myself.
Which is a beautiful quality if you're following the right instruction.
Yes, exactly. But to me, it sounds like, you know, the biggest gap that you have right now is that you haven't gained the tools that will allow you to really pursue whatever it is that you want to pursue. It sounds like you really want to clean up your food and you want to be consistent with your training, and this is for so many women, by the way, and I would love it if it speaks to you, like drop a comment. I find that so many women who have done the right things, like your biggest gap is actually needing to learn how to create the time that you need to create in order to make yourself a priority and to get it done, regardless of what you have going on. Let me tell you something, and this is from our own experience. If we can figure out how to, you know, make sure that we always eat clean, to make sure that we're always getting in our workouts, you know, make sure that we're getting enough sleep, then you can too. We just have the skills that are allowing us to control our time in an effective manner. Yes, you can have it all. And in fact, I challenge all of you guys to believe that you can have it all.
You can.
You can and you should. So for one, like if you've been listening to anybody who is like, yeah, it would be great, but life doesn't work that way, just stop listening to them. They think too small. They already blocked your head. As far as I'm concerned, it's equally as poisonous as eating trashy food for your mind. Okay? You can have it all and you should have it all, and we all have the same 24 hours in the day. Yes, we all have different complexities and elements to our day, but if there is a will, there is a way. Debbie, we can definitely help you out with that. If you would like help, please send an email to admin@erinandsarit.com and let's figure out what we can do for you. I can think of at least 2 programs that you'll be a great fit for.
Yesterday we had a 27-hour day, I'm just saying, because we traveled through time. But that's beside the point. It's a staircase. So yes, you can have it all, but recognize you can't jump to the top. Recognize we have taken every one of these steps to get to the point that we're at. And maybe the staircase is even bigger than we thought. Maybe there's just a platform that we're sitting on and there's more stairs up. I don't know. But you know, our responsibility is to focus on the one step that we're on and look forward and think forward to what is the next step without getting sidetracked from the step that you're currently on. So when we say, for example, this month, you want to know what this month looks like? What did we do last week? I don't even remember. What did we do last weekend? It's like day by day for us.
We went to Miami to a mastermind.
So we did a webinar. Then we went literally the day after to Miami. We were there for 5 days. Then we came home. We worked. We're here for a couple days. Then we go to Utah. Then we're there for like 4 or 5 days. Then we come home. Then we go to Arizona after being home for a couple of days. Sarit has a life-changing interview appointment in one of those days.
Next Wednesday, yeah.
Then we go to Arizona. Then we go from Arizona to Portland. Then we go from Portland home. And if we can find a way, now y'all can track us. If we can find a way to get our food right in that time, get our workouts in with all the like crazy travel, not being in our element, not having our gym that we have here, not having, not knowing the environment, not knowing where the stores are, where we can get food from, not knowing, it's okay. Does the hotel have a refrigerator? It's all these things that we've learned over the years, all the steps that we've taken that allow us to figure out how to be prepared with clean food while we travel, how to make sure that and schedule and prioritize getting some kind of movement in, how to, make sure and plan ahead for, does this hotel have a gym? Do they have a refrigerator in the hotel so that we can go get food and put it in there? How much time do we have before we have to be at the event we have to be at with the work that we have to get done while we're away from the computers? How do we communicate with our team and have our meetings? Like, it's steps. If you would have asked me to do what we can do in this realm 10 years ago, like, I would have looked at you like, easy for you to say. So I want you to know that though we say, hey, if we can do it, you can do it, know that we took the step. So it's okay that you're not on the top step. You're in the right place so that you don't trip over steps. Erin and Sarit community is the place where you get to learn and not have to trip and then tumble all the way back down the stairs over and over and over again. Okay? So there's a really long-winded reason for saying that it's okay to be where you're at and not have the knowledge of all of that, but build it, right? So anytime you're in a compromised situation, dang, how do I get my workout in? How do I, take care of my food, whatever. It's an opportunity for you to learn how to do it better.
Yeah, and I want to add one more thing too. Like, for anybody who wants to fast track their results or their goals, seek mentorship. Actively seek mentorship. That is the fastest way that you will find the right answer to whatever it is that you need. Other than that, then you're relying on a lot of failure with hopes that you are enough of a deep thinker and enough of a reflective thinker and patient enough and willing enough to just keep on failing over and over and over again. You want to fast track? Seek mentorship. 100%.
Sure.
That's what we do every single day.
If you're not good at it, find somebody who is.
Yep.
And then
who's been there, done that, and has proven success.
And figure out how they can help you.
Yeah.
Cool. Next question. You want to read that one?
Yeah. D. Ellis from Tennessee. We'll keep it real with you guys, hey, because our community is tight.
It's written on the paper.
And you know what? And it's very courageous. So I wanna thank you for just, keeping it real. Because you want the answer and you will do whatever it takes to seek the answer. So I like that. Hey, so when I do squats, I bleed from my vagina. I have asked several doctors about it, and none have been able to answer why. So I was wondering what exercise you could suggest to replace squats. P.S. Thanks y'all for all that you do. Y'all are awesome. Thank you so much for that. So
that's a courageous question.
I mean, to be honest,
courageous volunteer of information.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a vagina doctor.
Vagine.
But, obviously, it sounds like squats are not serving you. Now, it also seems like you've already consulted with different doctors. If you haven't consulted with a gynecologist, that is what you should consult with, because that is their specialty, the vagina. A general practitioner would have no idea. So if you haven't seek guidance from a gynecologist, I would say start there. Other than that, follow the approach. If it doesn't serve you, let it go. So, my question to you is, why are you doing squats? For, the sake of practicing the compound movement, but I can only help but to assume that most likely it's for building strength and, just to tone up your lower body, your glutes, whatnot. So we got to look at the mechanics of the squats. The squats is a compound movement that is knee dominant. Okay, if we can't do squats, then we'll seek, okay, do we have a neighboring exercise that is similar to squats but not like squats? Yes. For example, the lunges. The lunge is a compound movement that is knee dominant. It involves a little bit more isolation because it is single-legged. So I would say start by doing lunges. Okay. There are different forms of lunges. I would say, depending on what object you use, should you use like dumbbells, kettlebells, or barbells? You can do really all of them. But to me, it also sounds like if you're bleeding, I can only help but to assume that it has to do with some kind of pressure that's happening down there. So if we're talking about pressure, then I will say go for higher rep, okay, light to moderate weight. Always challenge yourself, but don't like max out on what is my heavy, 5 rep reverse lunge. Like that's unnecessary, because the amount of pressure that you will create in your abdomen will probably cause the same thing.
Yeah, the first thing that I thought is keep searching. Keep searching for somebody who can tell you why, because until you understand why, the answers that we give you are based off of our idea of the potential things that could be happening. Mm-hmm. That doesn't mean that we're right. Mm-hmm. So I would say keep searching. There's somebody who can, maybe it's not an OBG that can tell you why that's happening. Maybe it's a sports, what's the word?
Doctor?
Yeah, like a not a physical therapist, but, somebody with a sports specific background who understands muscular structure and physiology.
It has to do with some kind of pressure point.
I mean, I don't know. Is something torn? There's blood. Why?
Yeah.
When things bleed, something bursts, or something's cut, or something got stabbed or ripped, or I don't know. Or pressure. Yeah. So yeah, sports medicine, like a sports medicine doctor. Yeah. So that's what I would say is just maybe don't go, maybe search outside the box of OBGYN and look for,
Well, the reason why I want to get checked out by an OBGYN so that, I can get checked out to see if everything on the outside and inside looks good.
Well, my assumption, I'm assuming, I guess, that she's already gone to several of those kind of doctors.
Okay, well, if they say that they look good, then you need to consult with somebody who can test what cannot be seen and what can be felt, and that would be some kind of sports medicine doctor. Somebody that I can think of who, I know he's a squat specialist is, I think his name is Ryan Horschig. Give me 1 second.
Or Erin something?
Erin Sarit. Yeah. Oops. Just kidding.
There's also a lot of, like, while Sarit's looking for that, that
Erin
author.
Horshig is his name. Dr. Erin Horshig.
Erin Horshig.
Yeah.
He wrote the Squat Bible for those, if you want to, like, find how to spell his last name. I don't know. It starts with an H. But also, I forgot what I was going to say now. And it's your fault. Not really. I don't remember what I was going to say. Oh, yes. People have had great ideas, too, about, like, working on your pelvic floor. That can't hurt you. Right? Doing things like glute bridges and the Kegels. I'm doing them right now. Vagina weightlifting. Mm-hmm. Which actually, maybe talk to Emily Abbott. Maybe talk to Emily Abbott. She seemed like she had a lot of knowledge and things to say about the vagine.
Yes.
Or as she likes to say, the pussy. And somebody's going to be like, I can't believe she just said that. Get over it. I'm 12. Yes, okay. Next question.
D, really keep us posted though. Like I'm really curious to know.
Let us know how your vagina's doing.
Yes.
But hopefully that helps, seriously. Alright, next.
Hold on, I want to show them what's happening.
He got a dolphin yesterday and he legit already busted it to pieces. Like he wanted to make snow because tis
Mama.
Tis the season
Mama,
for snow. And
what are you doing, Mama?
He just wants to lay on it. You are so... Is this dolphin?
Okay, do you love dolphin?
What happened? Already lost an eye. Has a hole in the side of its head.
Yep.
Is that how you treat your friends?
That's how I treat my prey.
Oh my gosh. Okay, let's go next question. We digress in the most beautiful way because...
Leslie Wilson, I think she's on live. I think I saw you on live.
Leslie!
From Chili Coffee. Did I pronounce it right? Missouri.
Chili Coff.
Ooh, 2 questions.
Wow. Wow.
First, what is the tattoo on Erin's fingers? Okay, show them.
Well, it's going to be backwards.
It doesn't matter. Let's see if they can make sense of it. Can you read it?
It's backwards to them.
I know that one of them
discovered.
They're smart. One of them is gonna make sense of it.
Hold on, do this. Okay, can you see? Can you see? Okay. Can you see?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I discovered something actually really cool. It says snow love, but check this out. When you do this, it says mouse.
Oh my gosh!
And one day I started like saying, how many words can I spell? Anyways, fun fact.
You can say no.
Oh, why is this going up?
Does no happen to be
no.
these two? No, bitch.
Move. I can say move. Move, bitch. Get out the way. Okay, so question number 1 answered. Easy. It says snow love. And that is because, if you'd like a backstory, I was really big into snowboarding and I coached a high school snowboard team for 3 years in Oregon at Mount Hood. So, yeah.
There you go.
There you go. Second question. I get the idea. Consistency. A dog eats the same thing every day. I eat the same simple stuff every day. Quick oats with cinnamon, protein, strawberries, fish with green veggies, another snack in the afternoon, cashews or sugar-free Jell-O or more fruit. The supper, I usually eat beef or deer or pork with a veggie of some kind. Do y'all consider that good day's meal prep? Oh, don't forget my coffee and coconut oil. LOL.
Yeah. To me, that looks good. If there is one thing that I would say swap out, is the sugar-free Jell-O. It's got crap in it.
Well, I want to know for what purpose.
Like, why are you eating?
Like, let's take a step back. Like, yeah, consistency. consistency is great, right? Consistency builds momentum. Momentum builds confidence. But, you know, what's the purpose of you eating these things? Like, what is the goal? What's the intention? Are we trying to be, I want to say overall healthy, and everybody's like, yeah, I want to be overall healthy. What does that mean though? Like, are you trying to achieve a certain body shape? Are you trying to achieve a certain amount of strength? Like lift a certain amount of weight? Are you trying to lose weight? Are you like, what's the goal? You know, and then there's the spaces in between what are you not saying? Because I guarantee you don't eat this every single day.
Yeah.
What if you travel? What if you go on vacation? What if you have a craving? What if, you know, you go out with some friends to a restaurant? What do you know, for the most part you eat this, but I want to know what's being done all the other times. Because as a personal trainer, I used to ask people, what do you eat? Oh, I eat pretty well. There's a 300-pound person sitting in front of me and telling me they eat pretty well. I would beg to differ. Based off of my 33 years of life, my over a decade experience with coaching other people and myself, that's not the truth. So really, depending on the goal, can you lean back a little bit? Really depending on the goal would determine the answer that we really have for you. Yeah, like these things are great if we're talking about foods in general. Oats with cinnamon and protein, great. Strawberries, great. Fish, veggies, cashews, great. Fruit, great. The sugar-free Jell-O, like Sarit said, probably just has a bunch of chemicals. Not probably, has a bunch of chemicals in it. You know, lean proteins or, you know, animal proteins, fine.
My question for you is, do you hunt?
Yeah, I mean, I want to know for what reason. Like, is it good?
She said.
Oh, she's here?
She said, yeah.
Yay, Leslie, I'm so glad you're here. My goal is muscle building and lose extra fat covering my muscles. How much extra fat?
So like body comp, basically, I think is what she's saying.
I think I know Leslie's. I think I saw your photos for her. She was in the transformation.
I'm not sure.
Okay. So these are all clean. Aside from the sugar-free Jell-O, pork is debatable. Where you get your meat is debatable, whether or not it's like good, right?
But Leslie, the reality is you're doing a good job. Just keep on staying consistent.
Yeah.
Great.
All right, we got
Kayla Akers.
an OG.
Dude, where has she been at?
An OG.
She's so funny.
Good morning. Carbs are life. I've always been a carby Barbie.
Who else is a carby Barbie? Where my carby Barbie at?
I would say carby. I never liked Barbie. I tore that bitch's hair off when I was a kid. My mom would get me those dolls, and I said, "Where's Ken?"
I want me too.
I said, "Where's Ken?" Okay, so I've always been a carby Barbie. Cakes, chocolates, cookies. The list goes on. My biggest challenge throughout this life change is finding that balance that works best for me. Since cutting a large portion of sugar and simple carb out of my diet, I've noticed a huge change in my overall mood. I feel more balanced and at peace with my day-to-day life. Can we talk about this? I always thought these foods were supposed to bring joy, not mood swings. Like the cookies and the cake and the chocolate?
That's a great question.
It brings joy for a half a second while the hit of dopamine comes up in there. But sugar is poison. A legal drug.
Yep.
A legal drug.
Yep.
Simple sugar.
Yep. You guys, from a mental health standpoint, and this is where all the keto people will be like, I told you. You know, from a mental health standpoint, you want to make sure that your insulin levels are as balanced and steady as possible throughout the entire day. The more you have, the more mood swings you have. Okay. And the reality is too, it's like, you know, once you enter the dependence on sugar, you enter a vicious cycle because it gives you a higher high than normal. It's just like somebody who does MDMA. Like I've heard that like if you have sex on MDMA, like it's going to be like the most incredible thing ever, and like you'll never want to have sex again without it. Okay. And I'm like, don't put me on that. Like I already know what I love and that it feels good. Like when you start depending on external sources that don't serve you, dude, like you're getting yourself into a rabbit hole. And sugar is a drug. So sugar does not bring joy. Like all these like Christmas cookies this time of year, oh, it brings you joy. No, it just, we are not taught in society how to manage our emotions, and this very exact conversation was discussed last night, and our emotions are being masked by external chemical surges, and you know that's why people seek sugar, that's why people seek alcohol, that's why people seek drugs. Now when you, or
sex,
yeah, or anything that gives you like a dopamine hit, or like, you know, taking a photo of your ass and putting it on Instagram and then, you know, checking how many likes you got. Like all of those give you a dopamine hit. Okay. But the reality is that from a physiological standpoint, what sugar does to your body is it depresses you, because it puts you on a higher high and on a lower low. It is like your hormonal profile does not look steady when you eat sugar. So what ends up happening? You become more irritable, you become more hungry, you become more dependent on it. And you start seeking happiness from it. Like, ooh, I go to Starbucks to get that Frappuccino because it makes me happy. No, dude, you're just addicted to sugar and you don't even know it.
Dependence. Yeah, you said a lot of things that I wrote down. Cravings, dependency, purpose and intention, instant gratification, need more. Those are the things I wrote down. When you're eating these things, you expose your body to them, then the cravings are heavier, right? Because you want more of it, right? I've never actually done cocaine.
Neither have I.
So the only actual experience that I have or know that I have is the shit that you see in the movies. And I don't even know if that's true, but a lot of things in movies ring true. So I don't know. But it's where, and any drug you can look at, there creates a dependence. Why? Because it alters your state. It alters your state to a degree in which you want to achieve again. You want to achieve it again and again and again. And a lot of times you're feeling stressed, you're feeling anxious, you're feeling emotional, you eat. It could be happy or sad, doesn't matter. You eat. And normally the things that we eat based off of those emotions are not egg whites and spinach. It's sugary, it's salty, or it's crunchy. It fulfills some kind of other satisfaction that then gives you that dopamine hit, like a drug, then creates like, and depending on your purpose or your intention behind eating that, if you are, I think I saw Stacy's comment about me not needing cocaine and I got completely sidetracked. I don't even want to know what that would be like. The reason I haven't tried it is because I know myself. I know I have an addictive personality, and I know that I would like that shit. And I'm not here to get involved with that thing because we got a mission. Anyways, your purpose and your intention behind eating the sugary thing will determine whether or not and how you go for it again the next time. Because if your purpose and your intention is to mask or hide or sweep under the rug something you're feeling, that needs to be dealt with without sugar or without food or without a drug or without a substance. Mm-hmm. If your intention is to experience and share a memory with a loved one, or something, maybe a very few opportunities you would have in a lifetime, then that's a very different intention. So your mindset going into it is then going to determine whether you feel like you need more or not. It creates dependence or not, right? So it's also this instant gratification. I'm feeling this. I want this to make me feel better right now. And then you keep seeking that, and you keep seeking that. And so when you try to come off of that, when you try to then, somebody DM'd us the other day on Instagram, said, okay, I'm cutting out all carbs and sugar for the next 4 months. Do you think it's a good idea? I said, well, I don't know you or your goals, but probably not. Because you're going to create this, like, you still want it. You still want it. And it's not one of those things that is, terrible for you to have if you have control. Some people can smoke weed. They have control. They're not dependent. If you're dependent on it, that's the problem. If you can create a situation where you have full control, that's the happy place.
Anybody who has a good relationship with carbs,
there's a monster in my stomach.
Anybody who has a good relationship with carbs will never say, I'm going to cut out carbs for 4 months. Nobody. So from that standpoint, it just seems like they're fucking desperate and they're looking for quick, shiny rabbit hole. But, I agree with everything that you said. And here's the thing, you guys, eating cookies or insert in the blank, whatever your favorite sugary thing is, it doesn't make you happy. In fact, it makes you depressed. And I want to ask any of you guys who have already started to improve your eating habits, after you started eating less of those sugary things by just becoming more aware of what you're doing, don't you feel so much happier?
I want to ask
David Bain's in the house.
What up, Dave, brother?
Yo.
I want to ask a question, okay? Would you rather? This is a would you rather. Who likes that game? Okay, this is a clean question. Would you rather eat a cookie? Now, let's say everybody here likes cookies, okay? Because there's going to be the people, I don't even like cookies. Doesn't matter. Let's pretend you all like cookies, okay? So, would you rather eat a cookie? Doesn't matter what the intention is, but you eat a cookie, makes you happy or whatever, right? Or would you rather know that you have control to choose to not eat the cookie without having to fight yourself? Like, I know I'd rather have control. I still want to eat cookies. That doesn't mean I don't want to eat cookies, but that means I have a choice. I don't feel like it's me versus the cookie. I don't feel like, oh my gosh, like I'm battling, right? You see a plate of cookies for Christmas. I know some of you guys will do this, where you see the stuff or whatever it is that you like, and you're going to tell yourself that you can't have it, but it's going to be the only thing that you focus on all night because it's there. You're going to be like, everything in your power, in your willpower, you're trying so hard to just avoid. Would you rather be in that situation? Or be able to say, meh, and have control?
Yeah. Have control for real. And it's true.
I keep getting put in Sarit's shadow.
So back to my question, a lot of them have said yes. And it's the truth, you guys, when somebody is like, sugar makes me happy, I'm like, you just haven't learned how to manage your state yet. And this is what you need to learn. You need to practice some awareness, and you need to learn how to manage your state, because when you do, you will really start figuring out that sugar does not make you happy. In fact, it makes you guilty and depressed. And that it only is an instant gratification. It gives you this high for a second, but then you feel like shit, you feel guilty, you want to do guilt cardio, and you're getting into this cycle of let me do whatever I can just so that I can keep up. No, the intention is wrong. However, there's nothing wrong with eating a cookie for Christmas if it's going to make that memory more worth it. And this is the power of knowing yourself.
So,
because you have to give yourself permission, sorry about that, in certain instances, but you have to know what's worth it to you, like the aftermath. And how much you should have before you get to that point. Because once you get to that point, it's a slippery slope, dude, right here. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Kelly Haley said, I cut out carbs 3 months ago and I feel so much better. Awesome. And if I'm out, I'm fine, but at home, it's hard. And that has to do with environment. Mm-hmm. So it's when anybody says I'm going to cut it out, unless it's something that's like physically damaging you quickly with no purpose, then I wouldn't tell somebody to cut something out completely. Now, when you say cut out carbs, I don't know if that means like...
Do you mean processed carbs?
Yeah, like processed carbs. Or does that mean everything carbs? Because it's actually pretty... I'm not going to say it's impossible. It's definitely possible. But it's extremely difficult to do in this society and from our energy needs. But, you know, when you have different environments, like this is a good thing to note too, that somebody can clean out their home. They can clean out their home. You know, you can audit your environment at home and you can clean out your cupboards of all the things that you don't want to have or whatnot. But, and it sounds like it's kind of the opposite in this situation, but then when you go out or you go to somebody else's home or something's available to you, you haven't learned how to say no. You just eliminated. So it's important to learn how to say no also. Now, if you have stuff in your home, I would argue that that's an easier thing to get rid of. Oh, but my husband loves it. Oh, but my wife this or my kids that. That's okay. Find a way for you to put it away from you. Or tell them they can't have it. I don't think I've ever told a kid that they can't have something, so I don't really know how that goes. But that's very much about like environment, and it's good to know. So I think that is all the questions for today.
Yeah.
If
you guys, Kayla.
Yeah, if you guys have questions, please submit them through the very short form that we have posted in the announcements section on the main Erin and Sarit page. It is under the announcements. You can see more. Occasionally we post that as well. And if you don't know where it is and you want to find it, email admin@erinandsarit.com. Because Ashley is a G.
Amen to that.
And we will see you guys. Do we have any other reminder for those who were not here in the beginning? We are going to do a merch drop with the new ENS logo on the 12th, which I believe is Saturday, at 8 a.m. Pacific time.
I also want to congratulate everybody who completed the Raw Transformation the other day, and also to send you a reminder that it is still not too late to join the Ultimate Transformation Academy. I recommend that all of you guys do it.
If you're like, what's the Ultimate Transformation Academy?
Like, if you've done a good job over the next 8 weeks, don't you want to keep it up?
Don't
change something that works.
If you are wondering what the hell that even is, you can reach out to Crystal, Catalina,
Or just email admin@erinandsarit.com.
Or email admin@erinandsarit.com.
Yeah.
Cool.
Fail to plan, plan to fail, dude. Come on, we're testing you guys.
And that's it for today's show. So we will see you tomorrow. We're doing a wealth conversation like normal.
Steps 3 and 4 to wealth creation.
Woo! We'll see you then. Bye, guys.
Bye.